Mark always craved acceptance. He yearned for it. He wanted to be admired. He longed for the validation that seemed to come so easily to others. This deep-seated need for approval became his driving force, leading him down a dangerous path.
I believed that success was the key to winning love and respect. I equated wealth with worth. This belief became my obsession. It consumed me.
Mark came from a modest background. His mother, a single parent, worked tirelessly to provide for him and his siblings. He saw her struggles. He resented their lack of wealth. Mark felt like they were always on the outside looking in. He vowed to change that. No matter the cost, he would create a new reality for himself, a world where he was wealthy, successful, and admired.
My desire for a different life was understandable. Many young people dream of a brighter future. However, my desire morphed into something unhealthy. It became an obsession. I craved wealth and status, not for what they could bring, but for the validation I believed they held. I was willing to lie, cheat, and steal to achieve my warped definition of success.
This dangerous mindset would have devastating consequences for him and his family. His journey down this dark path was paved with good intentions, but fueled by a dangerous obsession. Mark decided to craft a new narrative, one where he was a financial whiz kid, a prodigy in the world of finance. He dove headfirst into the world of online trading, immersing himself in the complexities of the market. He boasted about his astounding success in forex trading, sharing stories of his supposed triumphs. Spinning tales of incredible profits and lucrative investments, he captivated his audience.
I claimed to be making a killing in the market, convincing everyone around me. Of course, it was all a carefully constructed lie, a facade built on deception. I had stumbled upon a way to fake wealth, creating an illusion of prosperity. I learned to portray an image of success on social media, curating my online presence meticulously. I posted pictures of myself in fancy clothes, driving expensive cars, and living a life of luxury. I shared images of vacationing in luxurious destinations, making my life seem enviable. I was the epitome of a self-made millionaire, at least online, where appearances mattered most.
In reality, he was living a double life, torn between his true self and his fabricated persona. He was a master manipulator, using charm and charisma to deceive those around him, including his closest family. He regaled his family with stories of his financial conquests, painting a picture of success. He spoke with an air of confidence, using technical jargon to make his claims seem more believable and impressive.
I painted a picture of a life most could only dream of, a life filled with luxury and ease. I became the envy of my friends and family, who believed every word and image. What they didn't know was that behind the facade of wealth and success was a mountain of debt, a string of lies, and a young man struggling to keep up the act. I was teetering on the edge of a very dangerous precipice, unsure of how long I could maintain the charade.
His carefully constructed world was about to come crashing down, the truth threatening to unravel everything. And the fallout would be devastating, leaving a trail of broken trust and shattered relationships in its wake. Mark needed capital to fuel his lavish lifestyle. He set his sights on his mother. She had worked hard her entire life, scrimping and saving to build a better future for her children. She had managed to start a small catering business, her pride and joy. It represented her hard work and sacrifice. It was her lifeline to a better future.
With my fabricated tales of financial success, I convinced my mother to invest in my foolproof trading strategy. I promised her incredible returns, enough to expand her business and secure our financial future.
Blinded by her love for her son, and swayed by his promises, she agreed. She initially hesitated. She had always been cautious with money.
But Mark was persuasive. He played on my emotions, reminding me of our dreams of a better life. He promised that this was our ticket to financial freedom. He reassured me that he would make me proud.
Overwhelmed by love and a mother's desire to believe in her child, she gave in. She dipped into her business funds, handing over a significant portion of her savings to her son. It was a decision she would come to regret deeply. It was the beginning of her financial ruin. The truth was far from the glamorous image Mark projected. He had always wanted to appear successful, to show the world that he had made it. He wasn't a financial wizard. In fact, he barely understood the basics of finance. He was in over his head, drowning in a sea of deceitful practices and false promises. He had fallen prey to online forex trading scams, lured in by promises of quick and easy money. The allure of instant wealth was too strong to resist.
We promise to guide you to financial freedom. Just follow our lead, and you'll be a millionaire in no time. It's easy, they said.
These mentors promised to guide him to financial freedom, but they were nothing more than wolves in sheep's clothing, preying on the vulnerable. They preyed on his naivete and desperation, exploiting his dreams and hopes. Mark, blinded by his desire for wealth, ignored the red flags. He was so focused on the potential rewards that he couldn't see the risks. He poured money into their schemes, convinced that he was on the verge of a financial breakthrough. Every dollar he invested felt like a step closer to his dreams. The profits he boasted about were non-existent. They were just numbers on a screen, manipulated to keep him hooked. His account was being drained not by his trades, but by the very people who promised to make him rich. They were siphoning off his hard-earned money. He was in too deep. The deeper he went, the harder it became to pull himself out. He couldn't bear to face the reality of his situation. The truth was too painful to accept. He doubled down on his lies, convinced that he could somehow turn things around. S1, I'm so close. Just a little more time and everything will be fine. Just one more investment and I'll make it big. This time it will work.
I just need a little more time. I can fix this. I know I can. Please just give me a chance.
He was trapped in a vicious cycle of deceit, his actions driven by fear and desperation. Each lie led to another, and the web grew more tangled. The weight of his lies grew heavier with each passing day. It was a burden he could no longer carry. He was living a nightmare, but he couldn't see a way out. The walls were closing in on him. He had become a prisoner of his own making. His lies had built a cage around him. The walls were closing in, and he was running out of time. The end was inevitable, and he knew it. Mark's financial hole deepened. Desperate, he turned to his grandmother, the one person he believed could help him out of this mess. She was a pillar of strength and love in his life, always there to offer a comforting word or a warm hug. She had always been there for him, offering unconditional support and a listening ear. She trusted him implicitly, never doubting his intentions. He took advantage of her kindness, knowing she would never suspect him of deceit. He knew his grandmother kept a small nest egg tucked away for emergencies, a secret she had shared with him in confidence. It was her safety net, the product of a lifetime of hard work and frugality, meant to protect her in her old age. He concocted a story about a lucrative investment opportunity, one that could double her money in a matter of weeks, painting a picture of easy wealth. He assured her it was a sure thing, a golden chance not to be missed. S1, Grandma, I have a fantastic investment opportunity that could change everything for us. It could double your money in just a few weeks, and we could both benefit from it.
Oh, Mark. If you think it's a good idea, I'll trust you with it. I just want to help you succeed.
His grandmother, always eager to help her beloved grandson, agreed to lend him the money, hoping it would secure a better future for him. She withdrew her savings, placing her trust and her financial well-being in his hands, believing in his promises. She believed she was helping him secure his future, unaware of the betrayal that lay ahead. She had no idea she was being robbed of her life savings, the money she had painstakingly saved over the years. Mark promised to repay her with interest, but his promises were as empty as his heart, filled with deceit and desperation. He was living a lie, and his web of deceit was about to ensnare the one person who loved him unconditionally, his own grandmother. He had crossed a line, and there would be no turning back from the betrayal he had committed. S1, I promise, Grandma, I'll repay you with interest. You won't regret this. Trust me, everything will be fine. The truth always has a way of surfacing. Mark's carefully constructed facade began to crumble. His mother, suspicious of his lavish spending and lack of any real income, started asking difficult questions.
Mark, where is all this money coming from? Let me see your trading accounts.
She demanded to see his trading accounts, but he always had an excuse. He became increasingly evasive. His siblings, alerted to their mother's concerns, also began to question Mark's sudden wealth. The family, once close-knit and supportive, was now divided by suspicion and mistrust. Arguments erupted, accusations flew, and the fragile peace that held them together began to unravel. The family's dynamic shifted. The once unwavering trust was shattered, replaced by doubt and resentment. Mark's lies had poisoned their relationships, turning brother against brother and child against parent. The emotional toll was immeasurable. The family was falling apart, and Mark, consumed by his own web of lies, seemed oblivious to the pain he was causing. S3. Mark, we're family. Just tell us the truth. S1. It's complicated. You wouldn't understand.
I just need more time. Everything will be fine, I promise.
He was too busy trying to maintain his facade, to keep up appearances. He had become a stranger to his own family. The pressure of his lies began to take a toll on Mark's mother. She was overwhelmed by worry and guilt. She blamed herself for believing him, for investing her hard-earned money in his schemes. Her health deteriorated rapidly. She suffered from insomnia, anxiety, and panic attacks. The stress was unbearable. She had to close her catering business. She couldn't keep up with the demands while grappling with the emotional and financial turmoil caused by her son's deceit. Her dreams, her livelihood, were snatched away. She was left with nothing but debt and despair. S2, I can't sleep, I can't eat, what have I done?
I worked so hard for this. How could it all just disappear?
She had always been a strong woman, raising her children on her own and building a life for them. Now, she felt broken, defeated. The weight of her son's betrayal was crushing her. She confronted Mark, pleading for the truth.
Mark, please, just tell me the truth. Is this all a misunderstanding?
She begged him to tell her that it was all a big misunderstanding. But he denied everything, spinning more lies to cover up his tracks.
Mom, it's not what you think. Everything is under control.
He couldn't bear to face the consequences of his actions. He wasn't just lying to his family anymore, he was lying to himself.